I don't know. No
I
one's.
guess there's no way to know, which is why we do the vamp section, isn't it?
It's so
That's
true.
fair.
Also, Streamlabs updated before we started, so we're gonna find out if y'all can be heard. I think you can, but
That'll be very exciting.
but Maddie's here just on time.
There we go. Yes. All right. So we are live. Yay.
Nice.
Hi, Maddie. Welcome to
Hello.
the stream.
Welcome to the jam.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Uh, it's sports. That's not where I want to be. Here we go.
Sports.
No, I was
We
trying
were
to.
gonna do recommendations for the vamp section. Are you recommending sports?
No, I was trying to open up the chat on my phone, and I went over to the Twitch, and it was in sports somehow.
Oh, I'll diverge for a second, even though that's not allowed. So during D&D this week when we were playing, which is not now, I muted me and Tony so that I could tell him that the thing that we bought his dad, which was sports still related for the Christmas, gave us a fraud flag on the credit card
Oh,
because
good.
because of sports.
Because of sports. That's amazing.
So that was very funny for me.
That's very good. So we're gonna vamp this time about recommendations of things that we like right now.
Yeah, what are you watching or listening to?
Me not first.
Okay,
Like
Kevin first.
Yeah, I've been watching this YouTube channel called Abroad in Japan, which is just about a guy who lives in Japan. He's from Britain, and he just talks about what it's like. And mostly it's been like a video series of him biking across Japan.
That's
Just
cool.
like occasionally being joined by other friends and or stopping at weird places along the way. So I'm just like, hooray, a road trip series.
My people who lived in Japan YouTubes that I'd watch was called Simon and Martina, and they just recently moved back to Canada. So I needed new people who live in Japan.
Say that channel's over, huh?
Yeah.
No, I'd watch their Canada content, but it's just not Japan content anymore. So that's good. We've been finishing up Dimension 20's A Crown of Candy, which is very
Nice.
good. Excellent, excellent. And then I've also been watching Swell Entertainment, which is just a chick who lives in California doing whatever the hell she wants on YouTube, and I support her. I
Oh
think
yeah,
she I
I've
think
seen some
she
of
thinks
those.
she's a content review, like she reviews movies and shit, but really she's just she doesn't know this, but she does whatever she wants. She'll review like boxes. She bought that weird ass mushroom coffee and like tried that, and gave a real review. She doesn't do the sponsors. She just talks. She's like, I bought this because no one will shut up about it. So we're gonna see if it's good. I tried it, so you don't have to.
Oh, well, Maddie watches it too, so.
Hell yeah, Maddie. Swell Entertainment's good. It's also interesting because she's just blown up in the YouTube space this year. Like she went from 8,000 to 167,000 within the past few months of subscribers. So it's interesting watching her blow up in real time. But what I'm very excited about is she does, at the end of the year, she will break down the income that she made from YouTube in exact figures.
Oh, interesting.
And so I'm very excited to see her 2020 like YouTube income breakdown.
I guess the things I am currently consuming are recommendations for both y'all, which is I just watched a couple episodes of Down the Rabbit Hole because Michelle
Cool.
recommended me the Deep Blue chess one that he worked on all year. And that was fascinating. I was like, "Ooh, I'm actually learning things." And when I listen to podcasts a lot and I zone out, I will just zone out and then pop back in. I would pause it for this, and I'm like, "Oh, I care. I care about the Australian poisoning water supply."
Oh, that was a
Oh.
very good one.
So I've watched a couple episodes of those, but the problem is I want to pay attention, so I haven't been able to watch too many. And then the other thing I watched is Death Parade, which Kevin recommended, but also was a backhanded recommendation of, it's kind of a bummer, and I'm like, no, it's gonna be fine. It is kind of a bummer, but I haven't watched that. I'm halfway through the series, so I haven't watched too much more. But it's
I do want to watch that one.
a bunch of people who, when they die, have to play a game for their soul, and it's about the cool swanky bar that they have to play the games in.
Love a cool swanky bar.
But I don't have a whole lot of recommendations that are fresh and just stuff I discover. I usually let people tell me what to watch.
Okay.
Yeah, but that works out well for you. So
It really
Yeah.
does.
And that is
Ye-
okay.
you discover anime that I've never heard of. So
That's often true. Although I'm going to have nothing to talk about soon besides One Piece, so we're gonna see how that goes.
Good.
well, luckily that is maybe the stream will be over by then. So
So
Yeah, that's
you can't hear me scream that kid's famous King of the Pirates phrase, but in Japanese.
believe it. What
Yes,
Yeah.
Monkey D. Luffy, famous for saying "believe it."
I'm gonna be King of the Pirates. Believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 6 minutes. That's the vamp time.
All right,
We gotta,
All right, nice.
We're gonna get.
I gotta ask you about Crown of Candy later.
Yes, we can talk about Crown of Candy later. No spoilers here.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. But in the meantime, this is subject to this normally Ace Attorney fancast, but right now we are playing Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Path. I'm Stephanie, not the crown or the candy.
I'm Michelle, first of her name, the Unfallen.
Shit, we're doing Crown of Candy references.
It doesn't have to be. It was just
Chop chop.
And you're Kevin.
And I'm Kevin, who can't remember a reference all of a sudden.
Perfect. All right. Hopefully we fixed the stream for where we were last time, where I accidentally didn't save correctly. So I think we caught back up, and we just gonna dive right into it, baby.
Yeah, we had Simon turned into a mad clown with animal friends, and we had to do the fingerprinting for some fucking reason.
For the first and only time.
For
Yeah.
the first and only time, everyone who's ever been in the game is here.
Yeah. Sounds about accurate.
Yeah, and he's basically. Well, I didn't do anything bad. I just manipulated a bunch of people into doing things that are bad.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so.
Oh yeah, we were about to present this evidence.
So, I can't remember, though.
If I had used the word kill, basically what we're saying is you wrote a letter to Patricia Rowland, and you wrote letters, and you forced these people's hand. And he's like, so what if I wrote letters? That doesn't mean I told him to kill anyone. If I had said kill even one time, and in the letter to...
Oh, it was in the recording.
Oh, yes.
That's the one.
Yeah, so if I had said kill even one time, then I would be guilty. And we're like, well, guess what you did say?
Well, maybe I did,
Oh,
but
yeah,
there's no way to
okay.
prove it, right?
Yeah, let's present there.
It's here.
Yeah, present.
I think that was the thing that tripped me up, and then we had to restart, and I fudged it right up. So it is Nicole's tape recorder?
I believe
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, team.
It is my firm conviction that you instigated the murders. After all, you told me so yourself.
Fuck. Okay, should I do my Manfred computer voice? Well, perhaps I would let you in on this, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I was the one who ordered Blaze the Best to kill Jill Crane.
What?
Did I say that? I really don't remember.
You may think you can deceive us as much as you want. But unfortunately for you,
Unfortunately?
you used a bug to eavesdrop on our conversations. But there was someone else who wiretapped that bug of yours and recorded the whole thing.
It was recorded.
In other words, the conversation between you and that clown is recorded on that tape?
Ugh. Forgot his weird tongue thing.
Lang Z says, a schemer drowns in his own schemes, and this is what he meant!
Miss Swift, I'd like to listen to your tape.
Right.
Roger.
I'll
You
take
can
I'll take
her
both.
back.
Yeah, I'll take her back. What a sacrifice.
I know.
Ah, it's right about here. Mr. Edgeworth, Judge Courtney's cell phone is ringing.
Who is this? Are you the person who ambushed Kay?
Mr. Edgeworth, I want to listen in on this too.
Very well.
Are we gonna do the whole thing?
This is where it starts. And
Oh,
here's where it continues.
I must say,
Huh? That's odd.
What's wrong?
Well, there ain't nothing recorded past this point.
It's-
Why? Why wasn't it recorded?
too bad. So sad. Did you really think I'd leave behind any incriminating evidence? The bug I planted has a special feature. It can be turned on and off with a remote control.
What? That sort of thing exists?
Certainly, remote-controlled listening devices do exist. However,
Are you saying you switched off the device so that your own voice would not be recorded?
Precisely.
Impossible! You couldn't have done that unless you knew you were being recorded.
Isn't it obvious I knew? I guess you just don't get it. You could call it a hunch. I had a feeling I was being wiretapped. Miss Swift, was it? I figured things out because you knew about the kidnapping.
Don't tell me. You were listening in on that conversation.
That's right, I wiretapped you, asshole. Oh, come to think of it, I'm surprised you didn't realize it until now. I guess he bugged them. Oh well.
Close enough.
Some genius prosecutor you turned out to be, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm not a prosecutor currently.
Oh my, and what was the end result of all this? Since you don't have any proof of the instigation charges, it's game over.
Mr. Prosecutor, was my recording no help to you at all? Ain't there something, anything at all in my recording?
Miss Swift.
Kay,
Yes?
the bug was planted in your badge, right? Do you have any ideas?
How do you expect me to come up with an answer right off the top of my head? Everyone's fucking here!
Everyone is here.
You were the only one who came into contact with the culprit.
How unsightly. You're all fussing over useless evidence. Let's move on to the next topic. Next! I'm confused. Because we had the recording, and then he is like, JK, I turned off the bug, which means he switched it or some shit.
Yeah, I thought we listened to the recording.
We did. He got his gophers to put a magnet up next to the.
I mean, that's probably what happened. That's the only thing that would make sense.
But we're about to probably learn what the deal is. Probably he switched it or some shit. I don't know.
What's this? He seems a bit eager to change the topic of conversation.
You were the only one who came into contact with the culprit. I said this not 30 seconds ago.
Flashback!
Only Kay came into contact with Simon. If any sound was recorded at the time she was with the culprit... Miss Swift, how long have you been recording?
Since 2 nights ago, I reckon.
Since 2 nights ago. In that case... When could a conversation with Simon possibly have been recorded?
Fuck, I don't know the timeline of what's happening.
2 nights, so
Because when was Kay kidnapped?
2 nights ago was the meeting between the president's dead body double and Courtney on a rooftop, and then last night was the murder and the Kay kidnapping, right? Or am I flipping those?
No, I thought...
Kay was kidnapped first, and then the meeting with the president.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 2 nights ago, Kay kidnapped, different murder. Last night, meeting with the president murder, right?
Right.
The meeting with the president was the night before the president got murdered.
Shit. Okay.
Kay getting kidnapped and put on the roof was the same night as the president's meeting.
Oh, okay. So 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
This morning is when we had the phone call from Simon.
Right.
And this is just when could a conversation with Simon possibly have been recorded. So my gut says two nights ago.
Yeah, because that's when she was kidnapped.
Take it.
Whew.
2 nights ago, Simon brought Kay to the roof. If we listen to the recording from that time frame... Miss Swift, please let us listen to the recording from 2 nights ago.
Huh? Oh, okie dokie. This is the sound of a hot air balloon.
That's right. At the time, Simon was carrying Kay in a hot air balloon. Ergo, he was near Kay.
Dot.
Isn't there anything recorded?
Bang.
How did we not hear the gunshot before now? That was...
A gunshot.
Dot. Verbs.
Heh. It seems you were quick to deactivate the bug. However, you were a little too late. You can't run anymore. That gunshot ties you to the case.
Huh? What are you saying? There's no gun involved in this case, is there?
No. There should be someone connected to the case who fired a gun. Let's strike with the evidence that points to that person. Which piece of evidence connects the gunshot to the case?
Any gunshot to the case?
Any gunshot, I guess.
Any gunshot.
Oh, I know who fired the gun.
Well, that was not 2 nights ago. Who fired a gun 2 nights ago? Was it... How was Jill Crane killed? She wasn't killed by gunshot. She was killed by stabbing.
Right. But we know the fake president fired a gun into the air.
Oh, right, because our little boy John was practicing and he shot a gun near him. But,
I don't remember this, but I believe you.
but what? Like,
Wait, let's check that.
you want to check the body?
Yeah,
What does he got? Gunshot residue on his hands?
I think that's what it was.
Gunpowder residue in his right hand.
Yes.
That's so stupid. Okay.
As a foreign president myself, I always make sure I go to other countries and fucking fire into the air to make sure they know I'm American.
Yeah! That's America, baby.
It's written right here in the body double's autopsy report. Gunpowder residue was detected on his right hand.
I wish Body Double had a name.
Yeah, we should have named him by now. But,
Well, he was living as a different man, so
yeah, who knows if we know who he was.
he might have erased his identity. Anyway,
Ugh.
where was Kay at the time this gunshot was recorded? That's right. She was being carried to the roof of the Grand Tower in your balloon. As it turns out, there were a few more people on that very same rooftop at the time.
The double and certainly. After we talked for a brief moment, I saw a hot air balloon crash onto the thing. Like, what?
Hi James, welcome to the party.
What do you-
I'm confused again. So mostly because I have this mental image. She took flowers and met with the body double, and she was like, "My dear sister is dead, and your son is mine now." Haha. And then and then he went, "That fucking guy's kid." And
Maybe.
shot the
No,
flower?
she's saying right now.
The body double noticed something and had me leave before him.
Yeah, get out of here.
He
She-
shot
oh, he-
the hot
he
air
didn't-
balloon!
Now, what if the gunshot rang out after that?
This is fantastic.
It is better than mine where he shoots the flowers out of range, but only a little.
So this is our deviation, but there is a there's like a Twitter post that I saw on Tumblr that it was like if the movie The Mummy starring Brendan Fraser was D&D, which is like I take out my gun, I shoot the sandstorm, I roll a natural 20. which
It's a very
explains
good part.
parts of that movie. So just like fucking when people take guns and shoot things like helicopters, air balloons, hot air balloons, it's just very funny. Anyway, go ahead.
Now, what if the gunshot rang out after that? We can clearly hear it in the recording. I doubt that you wouldn't have noticed it. Do you intend to feign ignorance until the very end?
That's nothing more than mere conjecture.
What we heard on the recording was not just a gunshot. It was also a clang. If you listen closely, you can hear the bullet hitting something.
If the body double was aiming at Simon, then the bullet may have struck which piece of evidence?
The hot air balloon itself, I'm guessing?
Probably, yeah.
I'm just gonna guess that way.
Yeah, alright.
The body double likely fired the gun at the balloon. If we assume that the bullet hit something, it would have been the balloon's basket.
Let's examine it immediately.
Because presumably if it hit the balloon proper, they would have
would have
fallen out of the
flame.
sky.
Gumshoe,
I don't think you can take down a hot air balloon by just a little hole like that.
Okay.
especially in a
They're,
metal basket.
They're pretty, like, good at that.
At not going down instantly. This
Yeah.
hole,
It's a bullet hole.
that bullet hole was found in the basket. You won't be able to talk your way out of this one.
Oh my god, are we gonna get another murderer by metal detecting them to find a bullet that they've been hiding?
No, we need to do ballistics, Michelle. I don't know
yeah.
how you
You
don't
mean the
know.
fingerprint of a gun?
Yes, it's the fingerprint of a gun. If we show him the fingerprint of a gun the second time in this game, I think we got it.
Okay.
Well, Emma's here, so
Yeah, she can fingerprint that gun. Ugh. James, thanks for coming even though you're tired.
Yeah, you can go to bed anytime you want. This will
Yeah.
be up on YouTube for your convenience later.
how do you intend to explain the gunshot and the bullet hole?
So, you figured it out. You're good. I guess it's impossible to hide anything from you.
Spit it out already.
Okay. No need to be impatient. Rifling marks. Did anyone say rifling marks? Thank you. 2 nights ago. Oh, wrong one. 2 nights ago. It happened when I was riding the balloon to the rooftop.
Alone.
I saw the body double and you, Miss Courtney, on the roof. Talk about a surprise. Only the double noticed me. He told Miss Courtney to leave ahead of him. The man pointed a gun at me and fired. Who's the real criminal here?
Why did he want to shoot down the balloon?
It's simple. The body double had intended to kill Miss Courtney.
Kill me.
That's right. You talked to the double about John, didn't you? Well, it's not like the body double would have met with you otherwise. From his point of view, it was like showing him evidence that he was a fake.
You mean he was afraid of Judge Courtney because she knew about John's past?
Afraid? That's exactly right. That body double was a coward after all. I even remember how his hands were trembling when he fired a gun at my balloon. Are we all clear now? I was only there by chance, just a friendly witness who was passing by. Oh, okay. Jan says I added a detail about the podcast episode, which is that when Jan said Maya would like Mike and Ike's, I didn't know they were licorice. I've only ever seen the fruity ones in Scotland. The fruity ones are good.
Yeah. Those are legitimately good. Because
So,
they are historically black licorice, and taste like they have a medicine coating on over
That's
the
the
top.
pink and white ones. The pink and white ones are black licorice flavored. The fruity ones are good. Are they also called Myconites?
Yeah, I think so. Because there's
thought
like a nice
so.
fruity.
Oh, okay. That's my bad then.
To be fair, I only ever see the fruity runs in the store.
I only
don't
see
think-
them in the quarter machines. You have to go like this,
Oh,
like get a
yeah.
bunch of fucking
quarter
loose ass
machines.
fruity candy in
And
your
you
hands.
shake them to get as many as you can into your hand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost always either gumballs or those like the chalk fruit. Yeah,
Yeah, I kind of like that chalk fruit.
I do too. Nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
That's always at the steak and shake.
You got a steak.
That's
and
right,
you
because you
shake.
don't have enough for a sticker, but you do have enough for like 4 of those fruit candies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, candy now. All right, moved on.
Don't come into the
I was just leisurely riding a balloon at night.
Around what time was that?
Night.
Oh, I don't know, Courtney, when was your meeting? I think it was around 11 p.m. It should coincide with the time that Miss Courtney. When was your meeting? I don't know. Like, I don't have a clock, it's a hot air balloon.
It was indeed around that time.
There doesn't seem to be any contradictions. However, the time frame is important.
And it was at that moment I saw your creepy meeting about your child.
Are you saying this rooftop rendezvous was beyond your expectations?
There's no way I could have known about that beforehand. Well, once the dust settled, I could guess what would happen though. The double had intended to kill Miss Courtney. Hey, did you realize that?
No, I did not realize it.
It's because you were blabbing on and on about that.
I love
kid.
my son. That's because I love my son. I don't
Same.
regret it.
I could hear you all the way up in the air being like, remember that time and my sister and these flowers? What kind of mother are you? If things had gone badly, your kid might have died because of you.
Badgery might not witness.
I'm your opponent, not her. Don't change the conversation. Judge Courtney, I'd like you to please leave this to me.
Or just leave,
I'll-
actually.
Yeah, also leave.
Just leave with your son. I don't know if he's here. My
I-
apologies, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Oh,
I-
God, so-
I feel like Simon's just going to emotionally attack everyone who's here, so...
I'd like to see him try to attack Francie emotionally.
But he already insulted her though. After she spoke, he said something like, how impetuous or something.
Yeah. Oh, goddess of law, please watch over this man and grant him aid. What's the D&D thing where you touch him and you say
Inspiration.
you got inspiration?
Ooh, I get plus D4 to my checks now.
You're giving him inspiration? Don't make me laugh. This lady didn't even notice the balloon.
Yeah, the fact that he could hear her conversation while she couldn't hear his balloon is astounding.
It's a bit much. Only the president noticed me, and since he was trying to kill Courtney, he told her to leave.
You had her leave ahead of him. Didn't you say the body double had planned to kill her?
And maybe he thought it would be bad if someone saw the scene of the murder. At the time, no one knew that the president was a fake, right? Once he got the info on John, he'd be able to kill both mother and son whenever he wanted. Thank goodness he's dead. Now that you're both safe, you should be happy.
No one is safe. Blaze the best is about.
Yeah.
Whatever emotions you have towards that man, please put them aside until it's all over. For now, please continue your story.
As you wish. And so that cowardly body double. You must have panicked when an eyewitness suddenly appeared from the skies. He then pointed a gun at me and fired.
The bullet struck the balloon's basket cleanly.
I panicked and quickly tried to get away so he wouldn't shoot me down, but... Talk about a close call.
You say you tried to get away right then?
That's right. Is there a problem?
Is there a problem with your statement?
Yeah, there's another
A question that has never been no.
It's been no at least once, but it's
How do you quickly get away in a hot air balloon? That's the problem.
You must have placed K on the rooftop. You couldn't have gotten away before then, correct?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. After the body double fired one shot, he entered the hatch on the 51st floor. I looked around for a bit and then landed on the roof.
Please add that statement to your testimony.
Sure, I don't mind. It was the logical and not weird and unsafe thing to do.
right. Like, oh no, let's say his story's true, right? I was flying in my hot air balloon, and I witnessed these two guys on a roof, and she was like, you know, my son, he's actually my cousin's son, and your son, the president, and here's some flowers. And I'm like, juicy gossip. And then the guy's like, shoot, woman, and then bang, shoots my hot air balloon. I'm like, holy fuck. And then he goes away. And then instead of flying off and calling the cops, I land on the place where the guy shot me. What a bad story.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's probably not true.
it's probably because
So
it's a
let's-
lie.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He fired a shot into the bookkeeper's hatch.
You mean the hatch that leads to the hidden storeroom for the black market auction?
Black market auction? Huh?
Kate forgot.
I don't really want to remember, but that was 2 days ago, right?
I know, it feels like it's been months. Indeed, the black market auction was held on the 50th floor of the Grand Tower.
A lot of people must have been coming and going through the storeroom during the incident.
Indeed, but the double truly did enter the storeroom, as Simon said. It's strange that no one noticed him. The problem here is when this incident occurred. If we know the precise moment, then a certain piece of evidence may come in handy. Eyewitness testimony from the balloon.
So that means if Simon hadn't come,
Judge Courtney would probably have been in danger.
so wouldn't that mean he saved her life?
The motive behind Mr. Key's actions was probably not so noble. After all, this man was there to commit a crime just like the fake president, which was kidnapping you, Kay. You in the balloon, being unconscious.
Right.
Yes.
To expose his crimes, I'll need to listen carefully to his testimony. There must be an opening somewhere. I think it's that last statement, of course.
Yeah, I think weirdly enough, we're gonna have to prove that the president didn't go in the hatch, and not that the weird bullshit, other bullshit didn't happen.
I'm gonna do a lot
I
of
mean-
safety saves just because there's so
'Cause he
much
talked.
dialogue.
I think proving that he didn't go down there does like open up a lot more about his story, because if that didn't happen, then where the hell did he go?
Yeah. In the balloon, of course, and then he got forced out of the balloon and fell to his death.
Because the person in the room was Lotta.
Lotta was there the entire time.
Yeah.
So we gotta find something from Lotta that says like 11 p.m. No one was there, you know.
The president never
Oh.
passed through the 51st
What a
storeroom.
specific
Lotta, can
testimony.
you say exactly what I need you to say here? Did the president of Zeg 5
Once again, you lied.
lied?
The body double could not have entered the storeroom on the 51st floor 2 nights ago. Miss Hart's testimony proves it.
What? How could you trust that sham journalist's testimony?
What'd you say? Y'all can't insult my mentor like that. It's just gonna be me doing the same voice twice. I don't care.
That's fine.
2 nights ago, that lady was staking out the 51st floor. Given that, just how did that body double leave the roof?
How do you know that, Lang?
Indeed, that is what we must now prove. If he did not use the elevator or the 51st floor to leave the roof, then only one route remains. How did the body double leave the roof without using the elevator or the 51st floor?
A balloon.
I'm gonna say the balloon, but like, I thought he just fell and died.
I think
No,
we
'cause that was
determined he
2
died
nights
from
ago.
blunt force trauma to the head.
Oh, you're right.
The body double flew.
Flew?
Simon Keys, he rode in your balloon.
Hey, stop joking around. Why would I have needed to give the body double a lift?
The elevator had a security camera, and the 51st floor was being watched by Miss Hart. Your balloon was the only way the body double could have left the roof.
At the circus, we often perform dangerous stunts in order to surprise the audience. You think you've got me cornered? Sorry, but the show ends here.
What?
Hey, you, Lotta, was it? I'd like to ask you something. Are you saying you stood watch on the 51st floor the entire time without any breaks?
Well, reckon course. There ain't no mistaking my testimony.
Really now? But didn't the sound of Mr. Edgeworth's assistant falling into the storeroom cause you to faint?
I didn't mention it before, but after that I might have dozed off a little. To be more precise, I fainted. Well, something like that.
So something did happen. Miss Hart, I have determined the sound that made you faint. It was likely the sound of Kay falling into the storeroom. It was Kay just slapping right into the ground.
Yo, what's
So hard it made you pass out.
Nobody's perfect. The girlie falling on the floor, me fainting for the girlie falling on the floor. Hey.
Look at her, Mr. Edgeworth. That's the kind of person you're relying on.
Listen, he's right. Gotta say, he's right.
Then you keep doing it too. What a joke.
Kay fell into the storeroom after the body double had left the room.
In that case, I have a theory on how things happened. After that cowardly body double fired a shot at me, he went and hid in the shadows until Kay fell into the storeroom.
What?
So what if he was hiding?
Good grief. You guys still haven't noticed?
That was Edgeworth's objection.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
It's
Oh, I
probably
think
because he's mocking Edgeworth.
oh, you're
yeah.
right.
He was doing an impression. What if the body double, and I nailed it, 100%.
Nice.
What if the body double stayed hidden until Lotta had fainted? And then he went down to the 51st floor.
But that can't be. Precisely, the locked room mystery on the roof has been unlocked. Whoa! He even said it in my voice.
Nice call.
But wait, there's more. I told the hidden body double about John Marsh. That's why he attacked John the next day during practice, but got himself killed instead. In other words, the one who murdered the body double was none other than John.
John had no motive to kill the body double.
He knew. He knew he was the real president's son.
But how would he have known that?
Because I told him so in a letter.
Wait, what did you say?
That is a lie.
Yup, it's all a lie.
Huh?
But then again, maybe not. Maybe I really did tell him. Right, John?
It's true that I caused Lucilla's head to fall, but I didn't know about my dad until today. I'm not lying.
Oh, really? I wonder about that. I found out about the head falling thanks to the bug. Now, if you were the one who caused it to fall and the body devil was crushed to death, that settles it. You're the culprit. You successfully carried out your revenge. Congratulations. All the pieces of the puzzle are now in place. As Mr. Edgeworth would say,
The logic fits. Now then, any rebuttals? That's- Getting even further away.
that's better. The murder of the double. An essay by me. Manipulating humans into fighting with each other sounds just like me, right? I did this. The same thing to Knightley and Blade. At any rate, there's no way the body double could have gone for a ride in my balloon. The double was crushed by the monster's head, right? And who was it that caused the monster's head to fall? Do you understand now who the body double's real killer is? The truth that I provided them with gave them a big motive for murder. Get it? Those two tried to kill each other because of the truth you're so fond of.
Impossible.
Hey, you detectives over there, hurry up and arrest this murderer. What's wrong? Why aren't you moving?
Damn.
I thought so. Just admit it. In the end, aren't you all the same as Blaze and the body double? You ignore the prime suspect and come after me without any evidence. How easily it can be distorted to best suit the needs of this law you all believe in.
I will have you insult me, Edgeworth, Lang, but don't insult the goddess of law.
Call my child a murderer, fine, but don't.
Basically, is what just happened. Well, that's not true. That is by no means true.
If you're not gonna arrest anyone, maybe I should have a talk with the policemen outside. If I tell them that John Marsh is the killer, they'll be forced to take action. That's how I'm a lawyer, and so I can tell you that if cops are told to do something while they're outside, they have to do it.
Simon Keys, your testimony isn't over yet.
I hate that cat.
Really? I figured you'd try to stop me, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any evidence, do you? Which means there's no chance for you to win, right? But if you still plan to stop me, you should be prepared to take on this much risk. Half your Oshipar.
That much? I can perceive the amount.
It's only natural, after all. The fate of the true culprit, John Marsh, is at stake here. Hey, Miles. I'm still here. Why don't you take a nice deep breath?
Mr. Shields, you're still here.
At times like this, you should take a breather and think back. Defense attorneys always remain calm in a pinch and smile in the face of danger. I think that's the Godot quote, right?
I think that is one of Gregory Edgeworth's patented Gregory Dad lines.
The point of contention between your logic and his claims lie in the body double's escape route. How about, for example, we think of it like this. What's important isn't whether or not the body double got on the balloon, but rather, if we were to assume he did, what circumstances would have allowed for that?
What the fuck is Ray saying?
turn my thinking around.
Oh, thank you for translating it to Phoenix Wright.
I think Ray's saying, don't assume that the body double got on the balloon, but try to figure out why the body double would have gotten on the balloon. Not that that makes sense, but
I think what he's implying is if you don't assume he was a willing participant in getting on the balloon.
oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, all I'm doing is a cheap imitation of your old man. Did it help?
No.
Circumstances that would have allowed the body double to get on the balloon.
I've thought about a thing my boyfriend says, and I'm gonna do that instead.
turn about your thinking.
Yeah.
That's right. The body double not only had a large build, but he also had a gun. And he had 3 guns. You know, the one in his hand and here and here, yes. So, and in spite of that, no traces of sleeping drugs were found in his system. Which means he can't be.
Mr. Edgeworth, are you ready yet? Hope you haven't forgotten about this.
This is bad. I must break his testimony somehow.
I would say that, you know, obviously I'm gonna safety save, but I think that the most difficult thing Ace Attorney has ever done is when you're not allowed to press every statement, because that's when you get punished.
Yeah, is that what they're doing now, you think?
No, but they've, like, that is, I think, in terms of, like, Ace Attorney upping the difficulty, that has been the most difficult.
You don't get any clues.
Yeah. You just have to know. Alright.
Truly the most difficult is when you have to shout objection at the end of the game and you're in public.
Yeah. It's happened to both of us.
Manipulation and shit.
So you manipulated the body double and John to your will. You seem rather persistent about that, aren't you?
Very much so. I'm an animal tamer after all. And isn't the greatest animal in the world man?
This is equivalent to when my dad tricked my brother into eating fish sticks by telling them they were chicken tenders when he was like 8, and my dad gloated about this as like we were older, and he's like, "You tricked an 8-year-old. Are you proud of yourself?" That's what Simon just did. I tricked a small child.
I just can't wait for John Marsh to be like,
That didn't work on me. I can't read.
Oh,
like that DW meme or whatever.
James has always got me. James said they did that in Game 3, Case 2, the Stolen Turnabout. The last thing, At Me has like 8 statements, and you just always have to press and hope, and if you're wrong, you lose the case.
Right.
Yeah. Man, look at me.
What a dick.
Man, he doesn't even rank in my top villainy, but like, that was pretty rough.
Because Luke Atme's trying too hard. Like, he could have been like a suave, cool guy, except for they made him intentionally not that.
Yeah,
He wants to be
Zavari.
that.
The truth. Zavari.
Yeah.
He's a knockoff Lupin the Third, the First.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, it's helping me
Oh, they should be thanking me. Yeah. Jam says rebuilding the vase and Rise from the Ashes is the hardest thing. Which I agree.
That base was not the easiest, you're right.
Yeah.
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm kind of scared.
Steal yourself, Kay. Steal yourself, Kay.
Just
One who sows seeds of revenge as a jest. This is an opponent we must stop at all costs.
The sins of the past are scary, so scary. You'll never see your retribution coming.
Natalie Blaze too. It's easy. Blaze commits 10 crimes a day. So
So you still intend to insist that you were not directly involved to the very end?
Right. I never dirtied my own hands. I just like to watch. As they hate and kill each other, never realizing that they were being manipulated all along. Spectating from afar, just like you did 12 years ago. when you were a child. You mean the SS5 incident? That's so funny. If I remember correctly, all your father's hard work amounted to nothing. Wouldn't you normally call someone like that incompetent? Grrr. You.
Agent Lang, restrain yourself.
Damn it!
We don't know the conclusion your father arrived at. However, we are here now because we chased after his footsteps.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt your little moment. But I don't believe the kind of idealism will solve anything. Besides, you got your big old Oshipar up here. There's no way the body double could have gone for a ride in my balloon.
That's the only wet body double could have gotten off the tower.
Well, let's suppose that was the case. Even if I had carried the body double down. What's the problem with that?
So you admit it. You did carry the body double.
Let's not make a fuss over absurd opinions, Mr. Edgeworth. That's not like you. You think the body double held me at gunpoint and asked me to go on a sightseeing joyride? There's no way that could have happened. And you know that full well, don't you?
It's possible you negotiated with him by using the information about John as a bribe.
But he shot at you, remember? There's just no way we could negotiate.
In that case, what if we used sleeping drugs and transported him while he was knocked out?
Then allow me to ask, have they detected any traces of sleeping drugs from his body? Ugh, it's no good. I can't find any openings.
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there something more interesting we should be talking about? The double was crushed by a monster's head.
Allow me to propose a question. Was the double really crushed beneath that monster's head?
For a genius prosecutor, you sure are quick to withdraw your previous statements. Weren't you the one who deduced that he was crushed by the monster's head to begin with?
Indeed. I certainly came to that conclusion once before. However, that was when we knew of nothing else that was capable of crushing him to death.
New? Why, the past tense. It's not like there's anything else now, you know. The body double was crushed to death by the monster's head. That is an unshakable fact.
Is there nothing else? Some decisive evidence that connects this man to the crushed president?
How unsightly, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you stop this useless struggle? Besides, don't you already know who the culprit is, remember? It's that teen over there. I mean, who caused the monster's head to fall?
Certainly the one who caused the monster's head to fall was John. However...
Even John himself admits to that.
Well then, doesn't that settle everything? Good job, guys. Case closed. The one who killed the double was John Marsh. And since the police just happened to be here...
No, not yet. There's still room for further investigation.
Don't force yourself. Well then tell me, what else is there to investigate? And if you can't, I want that kid arrested as soon as possible. You aren't going to overlook a crime, are you? Am I wrong?
Mr. Edgeworth, what do we do? Is there really no hope left?
Think. If Mr. Keyes killed the double, then the murder could only have occurred when the two met face to face. What he had with him at the time must be the real murder weapon.
Darn it! Does he intend to play innocent until the very end?
The body double's cause of death was rather unique. If he was crushed under the monster's head,
Then the killer would be John after all. Isn't there anything else that could have crushed the double?
something else that could have crushed the body double.
He just picked up Kay, who was T-posing. Peter with Kay.
That was the sound of Kay hitting the ground.
Yeah.
Just being jam
All right.
slammed into the president.
Yeah. There's no way he could have gone for a ride.
So that's
Was-
the one.
This is the statement. Yeah, but then, so what else could he have been crushed by?
Are we going to present the balloon a third time?
You crushed him. You, like, landed the hot air balloon on him?
I think so. Because, like, why else would he have shot it up into the bottom of the balloon?
Well, this is even funnier now, because that means the president of Zhangfa, the melty one, but he's sucking it in, is talking to Courtney. It's like, Courtney, get out of here. I see the balloon coming straight for me. And he's got a full rooftop, and instead of, like, jump to the side, he shoots it because he can't, like, duck. And this is like something that happens in video games when you're like, why?
That's pretty good.
I think you're right, though. I think
you're right, but it's just the scene that happened keeps changing and it gets funnier every time.
it really
It's true.
does. As James said earlier, expecting them to say that you are not the clown, you are the entire circus, but that's not a really Saturday line.
It fits though.
It fits
It does.
as this case goes on.
How many pigs did you have in the hot air balloon with you?
Well, so is it this line or is it
I
this
think
line?
I think it's the last one.
The monster head,
Yeah.
because he was crushed by freaking hot air balloon.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
This is Ace Attorney at its finest.
John was not the one who killed the body double. He was crushed by a monster.
Quit clowning around. This isn't like you at all.
Anything I do is like me.
Oh, I get it. Since John is supposed to understand the heart of a monster.
The one who understands the heart of a monster is you. The heart of monsters is you. What?
Not even I have monsters for friends, you know. Aren't you friends with Dogen?
Hey.
Stop being so modest. Didn't you have one very important friend? A monster you control at will? Simon Keys, you're the one who killed the body double.
That's the lion balloon.
A monster made of cloth that expands when filled with hot air. It suits you quite well, wouldn't you agree?
Sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about. Was that a bird?
I tried. You've been fixated on your claim that you manipulated John and the body double. Probably because it's an impossible fantasy of yours. After all, even an animal tamer cannot tame the dead. The body double had already been murdered while he was on the roof. And the murder weapon was the balloon you were in.
I see. Although it floats in the air, that balloon still weighs several hundred pounds.
When Double threatened you on the rooftop, you immediately came up with a plan to defend yourself. And that plan was to crush him with your balloon. Whether the body double wanted to get on, or that he was carrying a gun, none of that matters.
Turns on a dime, that hot air balloon.
Because what you carried in your balloon was the body double's corpse.
Hold on.
Hold on a second, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yeah, let's hold on a second. Hey, Stephanie, You've gotta play Investigations too. It's the best game in the Phoenix Wright franchise, in my opinion. You should play it. A man gets crushed to death by a hot air balloon by a clown.
Shaped like a lion, a hot air balloon shaped like a lion by a clown, and that man had a gun. And they're on a roof.
I'm having a great time.
Yeah, you shut up because you fucking love that.
I love everything about
You
it.
love it way more than Stephanie. 25 million guards are pointing AK-47s at Phoenix Wright unless you presents this one piece of evidence.
Yeah, this is infinitely better than that. I'm sorry, okay. Alright.
Good.
You're saying the double was killed on the rooftop 2 nights ago? Well, that simply doesn't match up with the time of death.
What? What did you say? I forgot about time of death.
That's not like you at all, Mr. Updated Autopsy Report. Take a good look at the autopsy report. At the time of death was around 11 p.m. last night.
Yeah.
Last night, do you know the same girl we know with the really good freezer?
Mansion freezer. Can't beat it.
That's right, the very night that Mooksilla's head fell. Well, Johnny boy, come on. How about telling us the truth? You killed your father, right? I know the feeling. You hated him, didn't you? Your father who left you all alone forever.
Rude, my mom is here.
And despite your 2 moms.
You're wrong. I had no idea that guy was my dad. Also, my mom is right here.
Not this again. Didn't I personally tell you myself?
Yeah. Was my logic wrong?
Were you wrong about crashing a hot air balloon into a man?
Mr. Edgeworth, allow me to thank you once again for chasing down Blaze and Patricia and bringing them both to ruin. My revenge was a success, all thanks to your logic.
If only the time of death matched up, then my logic would fit. Perhaps he did something to throw off the time of death?
And what's more, Dane Gustavia, was it? You even took down the culprit of the IS-7 incident.
Dane Gustavia and the IS-7 incident. That's it. Gustavia killed Dover and hid his body in a block of ice. Mr. Gustavia intended to freeze the body in order to throw off the time of death. If the time of death had coincided with the tea party, Mr. Gustavia would have been suspected.
I forgot this guy's voice entirely.
That is correct.
That's okay, you only got to do the one line.
It's a shame that I didn't get to witness his destruction.
How can you say that? Wasn't Mr. Gustavia your father, Simon?
Okay, do you remember what he said about me?
I'm scared. I'm so scared. Mrs. Rowland keeps asking me about that day. Daddy, help me. Why don't you come save me? Is it because I broke my promise with you and didn't eat your sweets?
I don't like you doing the sad child voice.
I couldn't care less. My father left me all alone because I didn't come eat his sweets one time. Even if we share the same blood, that man is not my father.
You know what, this time, you're right.
He's
Hey.
right. No, yeah, no. So
Second
Simon,
time?
hey, Kay forgot about the part where he was like, that's not my son because of this and that and whatever.
Yeah, Kay forgot about that part. And so Simon's been right twice. 1, you're gonna trust Lotta. And 2, that man sucks. He ain't my real father.
Dane Gustavia sucks and he can't taste salt and he's not my father.
He fucked off for 10 years to go get good at making pastries.
Yeah,
And disowned me.
right. Oh, yeah,
I
Edgeworth.
hate to say it, but like father, like son, you're the spitting image of him, Simon.
Oh, that's a sick burn.
The father you hated so much.
Huh? What are you talking about?
must have been fate. By sheer coincidence, you just happened to use the exact same method your father did. To throw off the victim's time of death.
And we rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near the harbor, pal. A refrigerated warehouse? You're saying that I threw off the time of death? How would I have done that?
The answer lies in where you hid the body double's body. The body of the body double. This was the place you used to hide the body.
The refrigerated warehouse.
This one?
I think it was that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Throwing off the time of death by freezing the body, along with John's kidnapping. It seems that everything is coming together.
The kidnapping? Why are we going back to that? I don't know a thing about it.
Don't forget, John was confined in a refrigerated warehouse. That's right. You kept the body double's corpse in that very same warehouse.
They blue tinted it so that you know that it's frozen.
18 years ago, your father hid a body in the same way.
What? My father, the one who abandoned me, did the same thing?
Who would have guessed that both father and son would use the same method? Yes, I'm gonna keep hitting that point over and over because
Because it's working.
Stop it! Don't lump me in with that guy. My father, I'm nothing like him. There's not a single connection between us.
Objection.
Whoa.
You may think so, but even now your bond with Mr. Gustavius still remains. Didn't you say once before, I don't like sweets? That may have come from the shock of losing your father, don't you think?
Shut the fuck up, Ray. No one fucking asked you.
You guys have no idea what you're saying.
Even if you deny your father, aren't your thoughts and actions the same?
Jams, you're right. Ray, fuck off.
Particularly your belief of sacrificing others to protect yourself.
They have nothing in common, physically.
I assume the red hairs died.
Right, but I mean like ear
Yeah,
shape, eye shape, nose shape, they're all different. And I understand this is a drawing, so it's not real, but...
Finally, your crimes were brought to light just as his were.
Just kidding. I don't know anything about that warehouse. I had nothing to do with the kidnapping after all.
In order to threaten Judge Courtney, it's clear that you partook in the kidnapping.
Objection.
How scary. Those who get involved with you will be charged with all sorts of crimes. In the end, there's no evidence for the instigation and for the kidnapping. None at all. Or what? Are you gonna forge some evidence just like Blaze and the rest?
I'll do nothing of the sort. I can't let him provoke me.
You always say.
I'll pursue the truth no matter what.
Right.
There we go.
Ah, don't you mean only the truth that's most convenient to you? After all, that's how the police pull the wool over the eyes of those without power. And that's why my revenge was necessary. Yeah, none of you can catch me. Not Patricia, not Blaze, and not even you.
Mr. Edgeworth, at this rate, isn't there something, anything that we can do?
Even though all my logic points to this man, I just need evidence. Even a single piece of evidence would suffice.
Well, it's been a fun show, but looks like it's time for the curtains to close. If you'd like, why don't you come and see my next performance? I'll let you if you admit defeat.
Who is it?
Who's not here?
Who doesn't have a voice?
Who was that?
It's me, Gumshoe. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Edgeworth.
Gummy, where'd you go?
I was outside waiting for someone to tell me what to do. I was just doing the job that I'm able to, pal.
Detective Gumshoe, your report, please.
I did a quick investigation, sir, about the warehouse John was at. That refrigerated warehouse is currently being rented by the very big circus, just as Mr. Edgeworth said. So it's finally here, our trump card.
Well done, Detective Gumshoe. Now then, Mr. Keys.
There must be some mistake. Maybe it had something to do with the circus.
I see. Indeed, we are not well informed with the affairs of the circus. In that case, why don't we get your boss's opinion on this? Regina.
We are renting a refrigerated warehouse to store the animals' food, but I don't know much about the place. After all, I let Simon handle everything.
Curse you! Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Simon, how scary!
What a shame. It seems your desperate actions after the crime were in vain. If the body was found in the warehouse, suspicion would have fallen on you, the one in charge. And that's why you specifically moved the body back to the Grand Tower, wasn't it? However, us finding John confined at the warehouse was a fatal mistake on your part. Our resident, great thief, and detective are both rather exemplary.
He said something nice about Gumshoe.
What's wrong? I can even tell through your face paint that you're looking pale.
Zing.
It's not over yet, Mr. Edgeworth. Your logic is missing the most important piece of evidence.
Oh, please do tell.
Isn't it obvious? Evidence that I killed the body double with the balloon. You can't present it, can you? After all, there's no way such evidence could possibly exist.
The evidence. It exists.
What'd you say?
If Mr. Keys murdered the victim, traces of murder should still remain here.
Present that balloon again.
Yeah, here we go. Fourth time.
For the third time?
Keep going. Keep ballooning.
Just flip it. Spin, spin, spin. Sorry, this one's heavy. Spin,
Thank you, Gumshoe.
I think that splotchy bit next to the bullet hole.
Spin, spin, spin.
The gunshot fired by the body double was recorded on the tape. And this was where the bullet hit its mark. There's no way Simon can deny that now.
Mr. Edgeworth, you absolutely have to expose the truth. I even got kidnapped in order to steal this evidence.
Leaving aside whether or not I would call that stealing. Of course, that was my intention all along. I absolutely won't let him escape.
I just want to see, is it like supposed to be inside?
I don't know. I think we just have to present it. We'll
Yeah,
see.
probably.
Take that!
4
Make
times.
one clear once we examine the basket of this balloon.
Yeah, the balloon again?
Simon's right.
The fourth time that you've presented this balloon to
Hey, Simon's right for a 3rd time today.
Didn't you already find the bullet hole? There's no way you'll find anything else there.
It'll be fine, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth is a hero who always finds the truth, no matter what he's up against.
That's right, pal. Of course it's gonna be fine.
Oh, hi, I think that's Barclay.
Barclay? Yeah, hi Barclay.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Hello.
dropping in.
We're almost done with the stream, so yeah.
I think we're in the final stretch.
Yes. But thank you for loving the podcast. We appreciate it. Alright, we're gonna do it.
Mr. Edgeworth has gotten out of more impossible situations than I can count.
Miles, I believe in you too. But more importantly, I'm sure your old man watching over you believes in you as well. That is more important, Ray.
Yeah.
Miles Edgeworth, calm down and think. You're just one step away from the perfect proof.
The body double was killed by the balloon. The proof lies in the traces left on the basket. Simon Keys, it's time for you to atone for your crimes.
I'll see it with my own eyes. The moment this past case is settled down once and for all.
Please,
Everybody gets a line.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, deliver the final blow to this unforgivable person.
This is the final piece of evidence that proves your crimes.
Is it
Here
the
it is. I'm
balloon?
gonna present it. What?
Is it the balloon?
I think it's
It's the
It is not the
flowers.
balloon.
it's the flowers.
It's the flowers.
Oh yeah, because he's got the squishy bit on his chest.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. When John found the body, a bouquet of lion lilies was there as well.
Lion lilies, the flowers from Zhang that represent the bond between a parent and child.
Everyone knows that.
That's your evidence? Surely they must be buried under a mountain of garbage by now. Moreover, the one who threw it away was John himself. That's not much of a bond now, is it?
Grr. That language of flowers stuff has nothing to do with this.
Calm down, John.
No!
Certainly you may have thrown the flowers away. However, I believe those emotions remain as strong as ever.
Damn right.
Those bonds will surely protect you from that man in the form of my final piece of evidence.
What the heck are you talking about?
Those flowers were crushed. Ergo, they must have come into contact with the murder weapon. Perhaps we'll find the very same pollen still stuck to the basket of your balloon.
No way, no way, no way. You guys examined the basket just a few moments ago. Gumshoe spun it around and everything. If there had been any yellow pollen stuck on there, wouldn't you have noticed it then?
Mr. Keys, evidence is not restricted to what you can see with the naked eye.
What?
Emma,
Yes.
would you perform one more scientific investigation for us?
Leave it to me. The balloon's basket, right?
Well, she healed it like in Pokemon. Ah, a reaction.
This is clearly pollen from a yellow flower. We'll find out soon enough whether or not it's from the same flower.
What?
He would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for our plucky teens.
I'd say this proves that the body double's death was caused directly by your own hand.
Barclay's right. Emma is dressed like a Pokemon trainer.
Emma's the
That's
perfect
true.
one to make Pokemon trainer noises. No way, that can't be.
You crushed the body double to death on the roof of the tower.
So funny.
Then, you retrieved the body and hid it in the warehouse.
Why did he have to go to the trouble of retrieving the body?
2 nights ago, he knew that a separate incident would occur at the tower.
Ah, Miss Cranes.
Precisely. Leaving the body there would have disrupted his plans.
I see, but even so, he couldn't leave the body in the circus warehouse either.
Exactly. So the next day, when he was bringing the body back to the tower once again, he saw the small fire John started, which caused the Muzilla's head to fall. Was that when the idea came to you? Your plan to pin the crime on John?
I've got a great mental image here, right? Okay, we land the balloon on the man. We go, we gotta hide this. Luckily, I have a refrigerated warehouse. But then another crime's gonna happen. Shit. So he's in a hot air balloon, taking the body back in the middle of the night in the
He
dark.
first has to dump Kay's body. Don't forget.
He dumps
Right.
Kay's body. Yeah, I landed on a man, dumped Kay's body, took a new body that's heavier, and then so now he's riding his balloon in the dark with the corpse, and he looks down and he goes, "That looks like an OSHA violation. Those kill people." Wait a second.
Yeah.
You made it look like the murder weapon was the fallen head. Such foul, cowardly behavior.
For that reason, you carried the double's body in the balloon and lowered it into the film lot. That time, the figure of the body double being lowered down by a rope was captured in John's video recording.
The vacuum sealed suit jacket. Fantastic. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Damn, it was so...
You saw through it all? Damn it, damn you!
You manipulated animals, you manipulated people, you manipulated cases. Almost as if you were a king. However, it's now all come to an end.
Say the thing. Checkmate. Oh, Regina's here.
Simon, the animals have gotten angry, even Money and Astique. You never thought of them as your friends at all. How sad.
Damn it! Don't you look at me with those eyes.
It's about time you went back to being a mere clown.
What does that mean?
A fitting end to your pitiful jesters act.
Edgeworth's just throwing darts, and sometimes they hit, and sometimes they don't.
It
I
hit
should
the
have said
board.
something checkmate. Something checkmate.
Stay away! Stay away from me! Stop it! Please stop it!
Daddy, help me. I'm so scared. I don't know anything. I didn't do anything bad. They were the bad ones, weren't they?
Doris, why? Why did you stop me?
If he hadn't done that,
I couldn't even trust the police. Nobody would help me.
That's when my boy showed up.
But that man, back then he saved me.
The only one who helped me was Dogan, so I used everyone else.
What's wrong with that? Stop it! Don't come any closer! Stop!
Owie, 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 owie.
Oh! Oh!
No more!
Oh!
Got fucking murdered by that gorilla.
And an elephant.
And Regina's just like, whatever, they're pissed.
I told you had more animals, though.
I don't know. It seems the game is finally over. Or is it Dogan?
It's
Oh, it's me, Shelly the Killer. Seems the game is finally over.
Shelly the Killer?
it's your boy.
Mr. Edgeworth, I must thank you. You have exposed the true identity of the mastermind. Now I am free to...
What?
Drawing a gun would be most inadvisable. Stay where you are and do not move. I don't have a gun. You do have a gun, do you not?
You intended to draw and fire it without anyone noticing.
The only person here who has a visible weapon are all the animals and Francie.
Well, it's a good point. He landed his balloon on a man with a gun, and he probably still has that gun.
Yeah, it's a very valid point. I would also like to point out that Courtney is being a good mom and protecting her son right now.
Good job,
that's
Courtney.
true.
I'm gonna mark that down when we're doing the good mom ranking system.
Bad job bringing your son to the murderer.
Yeah.
Good job
We're
holding him.
We're taking some points away for bringing him here, and we're giving some points back for this. Maddie says, "What about Simon Blackwell's invisible sword?" Thank you. Simon Blackwell's invisible sword could be anywhere at any time.
That's true.
You have to keep going.
We're almost there.
He must have taken it from the body double when he killed him.
Oh yeah. Sorry, also Barclay, your question was answered, but also we're in a circus tent because we had to fit goddamn every sprite the entire game here. That's why we're in a circus tent.
Only place
Okay.
big enough.
This man has betrayed his bond of trust with me. He would have me kill the president, while knowing full well he was the body double. Lying about a target is an extremely dangerous thing to do to an assassin. Not having all the cards on the table can seriously jeopardize an assassination. Ugh. However, what is even more unforgivable is your deception and your attempt to manipulate me. The time has come for your retribution.
Stop.
Don't
Oh,
worry.
guess who else is here? Oh shit! Assassin knife fight.
You are.
Assassin knife fight. Assassin knife fight. Assassin knife fight. I'm here for this.
It has been far too long, Shelley.
Now, Michelle, do you want me to take anybody from you?
She's gonna power through.
Okay. It's not a sign of weakness if you want to tag out on one of the voices.
Let's see how long this goes for, because I don't think it's gonna last that long.
Okay.
Please step aside. That man is my prey.
I must ask you to spare his life. Please permit this young acolyte to receive his proper punishment in prison.
And if I refuse?
His is the first life I have saved. I will not allow it to be taken away so easily.
You saved a life? The assassin, Sirhan Dogan?
Ironic, is it not? That I, the one who has taken countless lives, am making a plea for this young one's life. He saved my life, just as I saved his. Before I knew it, I grew quite fond of the lad. You may laugh at me as much as you wish. However, I must ask that you spare the life of the boy. From one assassin to another, please make this allowance.
I understand. If you are willing to go that far.
You have my thanks. I am in your debt.
No need for thanks. I simply felt there would be no merit in a fight to the death with you. That is all. And with that, I must take my leave. There's a lot of cops around, and I don't like that.
Damn it! Wait! Prosecutor Edgeworth, I must thank you as well. It was necessary for this young acolyte to be put in his place. And that you have done. Now then, it's time for me to return to my humble cage surrounded by iron bars. Right, Anubis, right, boy. Oh, look who's here.
Hey, priest guy. You killed my dad, right?
Indeed, I am not one to forget those I have slain. I see. You must despise me, boy with horns. In that case,
John!
do not panic. I simply lent the boy with horns my knife. Take that knife and run it through my throat. A single stab should do it. I'm old. I've long grown weary of my wooden carvings.
Revenge. John! Don't do it! John, please. I beg you. Until just now, I had intended to seek revenge. No matter how many years it took.
Revenge? Revenge is good. Really good. All your pain and suffering slips away. Everything becomes numb and you'll feel nothing.
Yeah, you may be right. I thought about it that while I listened to what you had to say,
John.
but the only one who would be satisfied with revenge would be myself, right? If I became a murderer, my mom would go through even more pain and suffering. My friends from the movie, too. All those people who cared about me as well.
The boy with horns says some interesting things.
That's right. I finally get it now. I'll never forgive you, but I'm not the one who should punish you. After all, isn't that what my mom and the former prosecutor guy are here for? John! 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 John!
John!
John! John!
Boy with horns!
You just said some really profound stuff just now.
Hey, perhaps you should study up a little more yourself.
I was kidnapped and concussed 2 days ago. Leave me alone, Mr.
The child did not say anything he learned from a book.
I was studying it out.
Is that so? Well then, young one, it is time for us to depart.
Where to?
To prison, of course. That place will be our home.
Oh, you fool if you think you get to go to the same prison.
Our home?
This music beat upbeat.
Wait a sec, you don't get to just take him there. We gotta charge him and shit first. Wait, come back.
And if that's the case that involved and affected so many people came to a close. However, there was still one last thing I had to do.
Get your prosecution badge back.
That's the one thing.
April 8th, 2:54 p.m. Oh, it's only mid-afternoon. The Grand Tower PIC meeting room. We also haven't caught Blaise DeBest.
I thought he did get caught.
Did we actually arrest him? I guess we did. I just
Yeah,
assumed he got away.
because Sebastian took him down.
Oh,
Was
that's
Yes,
right.
he was in court. Sebastian took him down, so I assume the bailiffs got him.
I guess
Yeah.
I was assuming he escaped somehow and committed more crimes per minute. I was just expecting that, I guess. But
He
you're
could
right.
still be doing crimes per minute, but he
I mean,
did
like
get got.
while like he's on the witness stand, like behind his back, he's forging documents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
He's ripping the tag off of mattresses as we
yeah,
speak.
exactly.
So that was just me assuming, but you're right. He was booked. Mr. Edgeworth, sorry to keep you waiting.
Why'd you call Uncle Ray and the rest of us out here?
Mr.
Mr. Edgeworth, the formal proceedings have just come to a close.
What are you talking about?
This is the place where I once relinquished my prosecutor's badge.
That was like this morning.
This was this
Once
morning.
long ago.
This is your prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what is the meaning of this?
Consider this my resignation. I am I'm no longer a prosecutor.
You see, you gave it to me.
I guess
a
it was
judge,
yesterday.
And
Yeah.
I have no authority to have your badge, or for you to resign to me, a judge. In order to save me, when I was suffering from memory loss, you...
A certain man once said, the only ally a defendant has is their attorney. By trusting in their client, an attorney draws closer to the truth. The sight of that man still shines brilliantly in my eyes. Just as the image of my father fighting in court does.
Gregory,
However, this is nothing more than that man and my father's way of life. You know that man.
That man, Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, you know the one.
Him.
Him.
It is not mine.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I think I shall live as a prosecutor after all.
I see. So you've made your decision.
I'm sorry.
No, I understand. That's your answer, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, and then that's the end of this conversation. Guess I have to start doing my job again. Don't regret it. Even if you beg me later, I won't let you work for me ever again.
Yeah, I understand. I'm not gonna.
But, Miles, mind if I ask why you chose to live as a prosecutor?
Mr. Shields, you asked me this before.
To fight crime as a prosecutor, or to save people as a defense attorney. I want you to think carefully about how you want to live your life from now on.
I've thought long and hard about that question ever since. How should I live my life? And after this case concluded, I finally found my answer. I want to save people as a prosecutor.
As a prosecutor?
Simon Keyes, he too was a victim. He lost a parent in a past murder, and with it, the ability to believe in anything else. I too know that feeling. The feeling of losing what's important to
I
you.
just can't believe they didn't update this JPEG.
Nah, it's still the same grainy photo.
Just
And
HD.
being unable to believe in anything. Yes, I get it. My memories are fuzzy.
It's like Bella before she became a vampire.
Phew. I doubted everything during my lonely battles in those days. Yeah.
Sorry.
All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. The one who saved me was...
That man.
Oh, come on!
He was on the wrong side of the court again.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Key... Well, this is from Edgeworth's perspective.
Yeah.
He assumes that he's on the left. Mr. Keyes must have been all alone. Unable to find salvation from the law, he had no choice but to turn his hand to revenge. And I suppose you never thought to seek help from the police?
No way. As long as Blaze was around, any evidence would be destroyed by him.
Actually, didn't something like that almost happen today during Patricia Rowland's trial?
I want to save those like Simon Keyes.
So, how would you save him?
I'm sure this tragedy could have been avoided if only he could have relied on the courts.
But instead, he was cornered by Blaze DeBest, who used the power of the law for evil. The form of the law can change depending on who wields it. It can be at once a shield to protect and a blade to harm. That too is a contradiction of the law.
A contradiction, huh? That's true. It sure is a contradiction in the law.
The way the law is right now, it isn't always completely right.
The only way to right those contradictions is by joining in the court system. The one who could have saved Simon Keyes was not an attorney, but rather a watchman of the law, a prosecutor. I shall face the contradictions in the law as a prosecutor.
Whatever you say, bud. I see. That's just like you. But, you know, it'll be tough. It won't just be a walk in the park. You'll be going up against the law itself. You do realize that, right?
I do. However, someone must.
Yep. Uncle Ray believes in you too. The law evolves and grows, just like we all do. I'm sure you can pull it off. After all, you're Gregory's son. Your old man would never give up, no matter what.
Ooh, I'm the ghost of Gregory Edgeworth, just hanging.
His eyes always saw only what laid straight ahead.
It's my disappointment in you, Ray. What the fuck happened?
Too much paper in his diet.
Jam says if only he had relied on the courts, as if the courts and Ace Attorney ain't the most corrupt fucking thing in the world. It's true.
But that's what Edgeworth is saying. He's like, he couldn't have relied on the courts.
So
Well,
I'll
yeah.
fix it with my boyfriend.
So, I love this though, because Edgeworth is like, I'll fix it. And what does this man famously go on to do? Hire Nayuta Sedmahi to be a prosecutor.
And Simon Blackwell.
And Simon Blackwell. And Brother Payne.
Yeah.
Because he's chief prosecutor for all the entirety of the events of Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice. So Edgeworth is in charge.
Yeah. Oh well.
We'll talk about. We're gonna unpack that later.
Mile.
Listen, at the time, those games weren't out yet when this happened, so it's fine.
True. But they're still canon, so I can throw the shade.
When you choose to live as a prosecutor, your eyes look just like your father's.
Disappointed in you.
It looks like you've grown up a bit.
Get fucked, Ray.
I really wish your old man could see you now.
Edgeworth is doing great. Get your name off my company, Ray.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shields. Bow.
So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, allow me to formally return this to you.
Please do.
Pick it up yourself, swine. Gavel, gavel, gavel. I, Justine Courtney, as a member of the PIC, do hereby return to Miles Edgeworth the rights and the privilege of the prosecutor in the name of the goddess of law. Hey, all the other shit's gone. And with that, Prosecutor Edgeworth is revived.
That's great, sir.
So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, it's time for Uncle Ray to make his exit.
Damn right.
I have to report to your old man all about the traitor in the Edgeworth family. Woof.
Thank you for everything, truly.
The next time we meet just might be in the courtroom. I hope you'll be ready. Uncle Ray might not look it, but he's an ace attorney after all.
Drink.
I'll look forward to seeing the attorney my father trained in action.
Take care.
Get fucked! Prosecutor Edgeworth, welcome back.
Judge Courtney, I must give my thanks to you as well.
To me.
You sought to fix the corruption within the PIC from the inside. That must truly have been a lonely battle.
No, it was not, for I was never alone. Because the goddess of law, is always by your side, right?
That and she literally always had Sebastian with her.
And Jill Crane was helping, if I recall correctly.
That is true. You made me realize that one could fight in such a way. The prosecutor's office. No. The entire legal world is caught up in this contradiction. If that cannot be set right, there is a truth that will never see the light of day. It was only through your help that I was able to find this new path. One that fights against the contradictions in the law.
I, too, find that promising, as one in the service of the goddess of law. You shall certainly succeed in helping the law grow.
Let us meet again in the courtroom.
Yes. I must apologize for my shameful acts during the trial 2 days ago. Next time, I shall fulfill my duties as a judge perfectly.
Your Honor, I do not intend to speak regarding your ideals.
Prosecutor Edgeworth?
However, the greatest judge I know is one overflowing with humanity. Even during a trial, that judge experiences happiness, anger, sadness, and joy. But nevertheless, always hands down the correct verdict in the end.
That's nice to say about
You're
Udgy.
talking about Udgy. He's a legend. the man, the dream, the legend. We could all aspire to be Udgy. That's what those dots said.
It's difficult to say.
No, he's kind of hurt. James says, let us meet again in the courtroom, and she was never seen again.
Same with
Oh.
Ray. We'll see you again in the courtroom. Bye, bitch.
Bye, Ray. Alright, go ahead.
But to be fair, once he became like chief prosecutor, he wouldn't be like doing regular cases.
No.
Oh ho though, he did that case in that bombed out courtroom in
Oh, that's
Old
true.
Destinies. Phoenix
You're right
versus
about
him in a courtroom with no roof.
That was for the drama, for the flair, for the camera.
Yeah, it worked too, it was good.
It was good.
Anyway, sometimes I feel that perfection is not always correct.
So, a judge, too, has the right to behave in such a manner. Thank you very much. Prosecutor Edgeworth, when I pursued and fought against Blaze de Best, the goddess of law was not the only one by my side. My boy. Ah, it's John! When I had this cut out with me, I felt a strange sense of courage well up from within. No matter how painful things became, no matter how strong the foe, when I remembered that I am not alone, I am able to keep moving forward. Wrongs
I
must
remember
be
my
put
famous son.
for John's sake, my famous boy, my famous genius up and coming child actor John Bush, look at that face! For his sake as well.
John too lost his father in a past crime.
That is more important to me than even the words of the goddess of law. Though I'm sure the goddess would be angered by those words.
Yeah. Your bond with your son is the secret to your strength, I imagine.
I don't have to be perfect. I just want to grow little by little. Both as a judge and as a mother. That is how I feel.
It seems there is much each of us has yet to learn.
Agreed. We are still the children before the world. Let us grow in our respective paths until we meet again. I shall look forward to that reunion. May the blessings of the goddess of law be upon you. Follow your new path as you follow your new path. Anyway, later, homie.
Bye, Courtney.
Bye, Courtney.
Though I once lost my position as prosecutor, I have now reclaimed it, so that I may tread a new path as a prosecutor. We shall surely reach the truth waiting at the end of this path, no matter how difficult the path may be. If any seek to stop me on my path, they shall receive no mercy. No matter who they may be, I will shout just one word. You know the one.
We
And
did
that-
it!
Yeah.
Did it!
Wow, it really was within our grasp.
Qua, 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 qua,
Remember all the good times we had?
Yeah, remember when the
sprites.
first case was about a president nearly getting
Camping.
killed?
Chief, what
right.
sort of scoop are you aiming for next? Hey, ain't y'all a journalist? There ain't nothing more important than information. Y'all may be my apprentice, but you're still a business rival. I ain't gonna tell you everything. But that's my mentor, alright. I reckon you're even more prepared than me. I understand. I'll get my information using my own 2 feet. Yeah, that's the spirit. By the way, would you mind asking me what sort of scoop you're aiming for next? Huh? It's a chief. Ain't no need to be stingy. I'm your mentor after all. That's just heinous.
Oh, Lada, you're the worst.
Lada will return. Lada Hart will return.
Well, Jams, I'm glad you stayed up even though you're so sleepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for staying up with us and everybody dropping in.
That's just not how blood works still.
Shelly
Oh.
the killer.
It seems that the wound on my left arm has yet to heal. The bodyguard who inflicted this wound upon me. His name I will never forget. Now then, shall I return to being a simple ice cream salesman? Perhaps this time I should try being a crepe salesman instead. For now, I shall live a calm life until my services are required once more.
Mighty, that's so many hours of stream to watch back to back. But Jams has so much essay writing material, it's gonna be great.
I love the essays, and if Maddie watches the stream, watch the VODs and tell us your thoughts.
I might have been knocked out once, that prosecutor, but I'll keep on trying to escape. I won't let him dampen my fighting spirit. Ain't that right, Rocky? The going that'll sound off my next escape will ring out soon enough. Until then, let's keep working out.
Good to know he's still committed to breaking out of prison.
Breaking out of prison.
Some things never change.
Even though
Oh,
Dogan
no.
could
It's
just,
your boy.
Oh
even though
no!
Dogan could just walk out.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Weasel.
You're kind of my studies. I'm really sorry effort. This is the voice I spent every day covered in mud. Perhaps it suits my true nature far better than the life of a newspaper salesman. I'm excited. I hate everything. Once I leave prison, I'll earn an honest wage as a pet trimmer. Huh? My sentences have extended because I was rewarded Roland's accomplice.
Good.
What do you think I've been giving a rat's ass about these stupid animals? Well, B, to hell with pet trimmer's license. Damn it!
Good.
Good.
Stay dead, motherfuck.
What's Regina up to?
What's Regina up to? Same old, same old.
Wow, really gotta hire better people.
Regina was really shocked by the truth about Simon, too. I mean, I trusted him as my subordinate. But there's no use fretting over it. The show must go on. I have to do my best so that I won't lose to the magic or the ventriloquist divisions. I'll put on the greatest performance ever, one that'll blow away this entire case.
Good on you, Regina.
Good on you, Regina. But also stop hiring murderers.
Yeah.
Get Money the Monkey out.
Yeah.
The
It's a
true
corrupting
mastermind.
influence.
Oh. What's Dogan up to?
It seems I have grown soft in my old age, right, Anubis? Right, boy? To think the life I saved on a whim 18 years ago would drive me to such lengths. Thanks to that, I am confined to my humble cell once more. Well, this time that child is here as well. Perhaps it won't be such a bore, right, boy?
Oh,
Can't believe they let Simon be the same fucking prison.
they only have the one prison.
I guess.
I mean, Hogan does have like a lot of ways to threaten people.
These guys.
Oh hey, I'm not singing. Today's dessert is chocolate cake.
That gently melting moment of allure.
I will wait for you forever, Kate. I shall come here every day, just as you and Raymond did for me.
Your shields, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I am truly grateful to them. I cannot believe I am able to eat your desserts once more, Monsieur Master.
Oh, I have been allowed to distribute my treats in both the detention center and the prison.
Oh.
For the past 18 years, I have brought joy to one and all with my delicious sweets.
Masters.
Oh,
Their vibe's still weird as fuck, though.
No, yeah, you right.
yeah.
Can't agree more. We need to know what Delicia's up
We do
to.
need to know what she's doing, not murders.
You see? Thanks to everything, boys. Thanks for everything, boys. Of course, I owe Greggy my thanks too. After all, I get to stuff myself with Jeffy's delicious desserts once again.
Oh my gosh, she in prison?
Oi! Next time,
Oh, right.
maybe I'll use one of Jeffy's sweets to create a new drug. The talking diet. You tuck in your stomach while you tuck into desserts. It'll be delicious and slimmy, and also good for your health. Delicia, you need to be arrested now!
Yeah, sure.
My piece de resistance. Man, I'm glad I got to meet and sketch so many beauties. But Mandy caught a glimpse of my beauty sketch. She had a misunderstanding and clobbered me in the face with my sketchbook. So, in exchange for my sketch of beauties, I had one beauty walk out on me. Maybe it's time for me to start getting more serious about my life. Do I take the path of an artist, or do I follow the path of my heart? Oh, and by heart, I mean the heart of my new lady.
Larry's the same as ever.
Thank you, Maddie, thank you.
What's character growth?
A new outfit.
Mr. Bad, thanks for all your help today.
I'll testify about the IS-7 incident as much as you need me to. Prosecutor Edgeworth seems pretty active, too.
He chose not to take the same path as Gregory, but rather to live as a prosecutor. Well, I am kind of sad I won't get to work with him, but I'll continue to watch over him.
Looks like you've grown up quite a bit yourself.
Well, yes, but in a bad way.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, in that you're taller.
Mr. Bad actually praised me. If you ever need a hand from attorney Raymond Shields, give me a call anytime, any place.
Need me to defend you for being the Yatagarasu since you're in prison now, detective? Oh, gosh.
My crimes were punished far more leniently than I expected. Once it was proven that I had been threatened. Ow!
No crime is more heavy on life than any other.
Not true.
I'm sorry. Of course I regret what I did. However, I'm so glad I could still be together with you, Granny. Beatings and all. Huh? You want to hurry back to work? That's right. The next corpse is waiting for us after all.
Oh. James, I'm glad you got to have this reliving of Investigations 2 with us. It's been a lot of
Yeah.
fun for us.
Yeah.
Shing.
I'm glad that my scientific investigation came in handy this time around as well.
Once.
Good thing I rushed back here all the way from Europe. And now I have to leave again. That kind of takes the fire out of a girl, as you can imagine. But this is also that I can become an actual forensic scientist. So then, I guess it's time to go. If anything comes up, be sure to call right away. The second I get the word, I'll dash right over.
Jams
And now,
Maddie-
and we know nothing bad happens to Emma ever in her entire life after that.
Perfect. Jams and Emmy are making me blush. I'm sorry, Jams and Maddie are making me blush in the chat. You guys are too nice.
Aw.
You guys are very nice. You should send your Spotify rap statistics. It will be weird though.
The greater the father, the greater the expectations are for the children. I would know my father was meant for Van Karma. Prosecutor the best, was it? His way of life shall be tested henceforth. I will whip that boy into shape. He will never ever snivel again. Just as was done to me. Miles Edgeworth chose to live a different life from his father, as a prosecutor. I suppose that too is an answer. Later, nerds, I'm going to go fly on my jet in Interpol.
I'm taking Emma home.
I'm taking them home on my Interpol jet. Shifu. Sorry.
I could never have imagined the truth that my old man was hiding. Unlike me, who only thought about the Lang clan, my old man was trying to protect an entire nation. But I swear to you that all that I will carry on his will, even if the president was a fake and the real one was murdered. I swear that I, together with my men, shall revive Zhang Fa. Someday I will surely show you all a Zhang Fa brimming with life.
Proceedy! Woo!
Proceed.
Thank you. I mean, they're never gonna know, but thank you guys so much, or the team who did the American translation.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
The translation.
I asked everyone to stop calling me the best.
Oh,
I don't like it. It makes me feel like I'm just borrowing Pops' power. I shall study even harder than before and triumph over Pops. I'll become strong enough that I won't lose even to Mr. Edgeworth. Now then, let's start by thinking up my new nickname.
He's doing all right. He's a good kid.
He's trying.
He's trying.
boy. A lot has happened, thankfully the filming was a roaring success.
The gossip articles about the murder made our movie the talk of the country. A monstrous man appears from the mighty Mozilla. This is the true face of the monster who murdered the president of Zhang Fa.
Huh? Isn't that you in the photo, Mr. Powers?
Huh? How could something like this happen?
Now, it's fine, isn't it? It's thanks to those articles that our film is a big hit.
Much obliged.
And we'll manage not to get accused of murder this time.
Good
Yeah.
job, Wheelie boy. Aww.
Aw.
John, I greatly enjoyed watching your movie. It's no big deal. It's not like I had a major role or anything. What are you saying? You played the key character who connects Mozilla and Gordy. There is no one else besides you who could have played the part. Yeah, I guess. Well, it would be nice if there was a sequel. I really enjoyed working as an actor. Mom, before we head home, can we go buy something? I'd like to decorate our house with a lion lily for Dad. And then one will not suffice. You will need two more. One for me and one for Amy.
Aw.
Aw.
Yay!
Aw.
Thank you.
What about Kay? That's right.
Yeah,
Kay
Kay
There we
Gumshoe.
April 7th, 4:17 p.m. High Prosecutor's Office's room
I'm
1202.
so glad we're done watching through our TV, what everyone else is up to.
Wow, we were really busy with all those cases, weren't we, sir?
Indeed, we were. Why did all these incidents happen in such a quick succession?
I feel like things are always busy whenever I'm around.
Wait, Kay, wouldn't that mean you're a magnet for crime?
Hey, Gummy, that was rude.
I do get the impression that he's not entirely wrong. So then, Kay, do you intend to resume your training to become a great thief?
I don't know.
Huh? Is something on your mind, pal?
How should I put it? Until now, I've always been chasing after my father. So that I could become a great thief just like him.
Like the previous Yatagarasu, I suppose.
But watching you, Mr. Edgeworth, made me think. Maybe, instead of chasing after my father, I should find my own path. I mean, you didn't become a defense attorney, either.
Chasing after a parent's shadow isn't the only path in life for a child, after all.
I'm going to aim to be a hero in my own way.
Sounds good. I like the idea that you aren't trying to become a criminal.
But of course, that doesn't mean I'm gonna throw away the name of the great thief Yatagarasu.
No matter what sort of hero you become, Kay will always still be Kay.
Thanks, Gummy. And Gummy will always be Gummy.
Of course, pal. I plan to keep pushing forward on my path of a detective after all. Mr. Edgeworth, I look forward to continuing to work with you, sir.
Yes. I'll be counting on you, Detective Gumshoe. Detective, you saved me many times during these past cases. You have my gratitude. I suggest you look forward to your next salary assessment.
What?
Does that mean what I think it means?
What's wrong? I am saying that your salary ought to be raised.
Really, sir? I can't believe it.
Isn't that great, Gummy?
It's like a dream come true. I can finally say goodbye to my instant noodle lifestyle.
However, that doesn't mean you can start slacking off. The real work begins from here on out. You should prepare yourself.
Yes, sir. Roger that. I'll devote my body and soul to following after you, Mr. Edgeworth. And I was never seen again.
I think maybe he got promoted and that's why, and it's fine.
I don't know.
That Mr. Shields and Judge Courtney taught me is to take a stand against the contradictions in the law. And to reach the truth at the end of that road. What am I able to do? That is a question I must continue to dwell upon. Certainly, this path will not be easy. However,
Prosecutor Edgeworth, when I pursued and fought against Blaze DeBest, the goddess of law was not the only one by my side. Ah, it's John! When I have
just
this
did
cut
this.
out,
yeah, we sure did.
I feel a strange sense of courage wheel within me.
Remember in the
Remember.
epilogue.
That I am not alone. I am able to keep moving forward.
Your bond with your son is the secret to your strength, I imagine. Bonds, huh?
Ah! I completely forgot!
That was sudden. What's wrong?
I was searching for members for the new Yatagarasu team.
Now that you mention it, I do remember you saying something to that effect.
But in the end, I wasn't even able to find a single person. Can you imagine it? A team combining their powers in order to steal the truth? I wanted to create an invincible team like that, but...
What are you saying, pal? Don't you already have a team? Together, the three of us can solve any case that comes our way.
Yeah, and we break the law all the time, you're right! A prosecutor, a detective, and a great thief. We're an invincible trio of heroes that steals, captures, and pursues the truth.
Hearing all that kind of makes me feel sorry for the truth.
As long as the three of us are together, there's nothing to fear. Ain't that right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, you are correct.
Gumshoe, you're a bunch of 30-year-olds hanging out with the team.
Until his last moments, my father ran along his own path. I too shall advance along mine. Accompanied by my somewhat boisterous comrades. As long as they are by my side, I can walk forward without hesitation. On this new path as a prosecutor. Prosecutors and attorneys. The path I walk is not my fault. Yeah, we get that, Edward. However, I'm certain that the two paths are not separate. Edward, stop. It's fine.
Barkley, please go ahead. Call your friends boisterous comrades.
Why, may I ask? Because both paths lead to the one and only truth. And now I am finally done.
Look at this new art we made.
It's beautiful!
We spent all our money on this instead of HDing the elevator scene.
The end!
Hey.
Yay, we did it, everybody. Jam said no more Stofers, but it doesn't make up for Edgeworth's shittiness to Gumshoe. It is a nice gesture, yes, but I agree. Maddie agrees. Gumshoe deserves better, and
He was never seen again.
Well,
hope-
I'm suggesting he got promoted out of that position, and that's why we don't see him.
Yeah.
potentially, or he's doing something with Kay, or he's extremely competent and he's doing things on his own now.
Right.
Or
Here's my suggestion about Kay. She was there during all of his cases, but she's a ninja, so she was not seen.
Maybe she got
That's
better
okay.
at that.
yeah,
Like,
that's
she's just handing him evidence from under the.
The desk.
Trucy doesn't actually do any magic. It's all Kay. Actually, Trucy and Kay are doing it. Mr. Hat is Kay.
Could be.
Could be.
But I have no headcanons that anything bad happened to Gumshoe. I'm just sad that he's no longer.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the
In
whole
the
thing is
series.
we don't see, in the next two games, we don't see a lot of these people again. We don't
Yeah.
we don't see Kay again, we don't see Gumshoe again, we don't see Courtney again, we don't see DeBest again.
Interestingly, there's no reason why we don't see Courtney again, but just as a different judge.
That's true.
Yeah.
They
With
could have
all of-
easily done that.
Yeah, with all the people who are in the case not knowing who she is, so they have no like references to this, but it would just be like a cameo from her.
Yeah. Canon's funny that way.
Yeah.
I mean, on the other side, pretty much all of them completed their character arcs. So like, it's okay if they don't show up again.
Yeah.
I feel like Kay is not done with her character arc.
That's true.
Or Gun.
Kay
All
could
right,
have
fair.
Kay's finished her arc, but I think she could have more fun, different grown-up arcs,
Sure. I'm not saying she's like done as a character. I just mean that like you know what? I don't know what I mean. You're
That's
right.
okay.
She could show up
We
in
could
every
all
game.
percolate on this. I will say, yes, this was a top tier game. I understand the hype now. I feel so happy and good, even though that last case was a fucking hot air balloon was shot at and then landed on that guy's face.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm happy. I'm so happy.
I mean, that is it's especially funny
Assassin
because
knife fight. Assassin knife fight.
That was very cool, yes.
because like for all of like the masterminding that Simon did, he is not good under like at improvising at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, we got him with, like, zero evidence, to be honest. He just kind of went along with it, but he said some shit. Like, he is, like we said last time, the Simon Blackwell was supposed to be. He gets into people's minds far more easily, or far more effectively than Simon Blackwell does.
That's true, and I think it's easier for Simon Keyes to do it because he's not supposed to be redeemed or a good guy. He can just he can just viciously attack people's emotions, and you're like, wow, what a dick, because he's the bad guy in this story.
Yeah. But that's a wrap, everybody.
It is.
We did the
Thanks
thing.
for everybody who's in the chat now, but also everyone who's ever come to the chat and been in the streams, and everybody who's watching this in the VODs, which I guess I'm led to believe is just going to be Jams and Maddie forever.
You know, there's a lot of people who still watch on the YouTubes. They play the catch-up.
Yeah.
So congratulations, you got to
everybody.
the end. And thank you for joining this journey with us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us
Thanks,
for this
everyone.
8-month celebration of our 100th episode.
You're right, it is.
It happens sometimes.
Barclay, you don't have to, but if you do, that'd be great.
But thank you now and later.
And later, exactly. Context is good, but we're also going to do episode summaries for the rest of the plot and our feelings, and hopefully it's a good time.
Yes. And also thank you the most to Kevin for helping us
thanks.
with this so much.
Yes.
I was going to say, I'm not even on your podcast. I'm just a special guest on this 30-hour long episode.
Well, we're going to get you on the podcast again to talk about this 30-hour long episode.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So I would say
really
goodnight,
want to
everybody.
talk about it.
I don't know if we'll be streaming anything next week, unless we get to finish Clan Man, but we'll let you know if there's anything or not.
Keep an eye on the Tumblrs for that.
Yeah.
And if we don't get to it before next episode, keep an eye on next episode for that.
All right. Well, thanks again, everybody. And in the meantime, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Michelle.
And I'm Kevin.
And that was Object to This. Play Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path, the second one in the series of the game that was never localized in America, but, we got to play it anyway. And why don't you object to that?